What is up, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE news video. Today we've got some great information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Code Vein has character customization, large variety fields, and more. The latest issue of Dengeki PlayStation has new details on Code Vein, Bandai Namco's new action RPG from the God Eater team. If you missed it last week, you can catch up on all the information that I talked about right on my channel, or also look in the link below. So here are the new details via the developer interview in the magazine. The game is set in a world where time has passed after it was destroyed by a certain cause. Now, modern day society is made up of adjoining lands. Your purpose as a revenant is to survive. As you fight, you will get closer to the truth of the world. Presumably referring to the screenshots that have already been released, the protagonist is the short-haired man, and the red-haired man and the woman wearing the Russian hat are NPCs. The player character can freely be customized, gender can also be set, a wide range of customization is possible, allowing you to make a heroic and cool-looking character. The game will feature growth elements with a variety of high degree of freedom, allowing you to develop your character in a way that matches your playstyle. Rather than progress by clearing stages, you'll explore the world of adjoining lands on your own feet. There are a variety of fields. Each area has enemies with different characteristics, as well as area-specific mechanics. The volume should be satisfying. Even if your buddy character dies, you can continue exploring. You can also explore on your own without bringing along a buddy. The concept of death does not exist. Even if you're out of action, if time passes, you could become active again, retry again from a checkpoint. They're not trying to put difficulty at the forefront, but there will be some challenges. Code Vein is due out worldwide for unannounced platforms in 2018. Well, I think we can confirm that it's coming to PlayStation 4 at least, but this game looks really interesting. What I like about it is the fact that they're really taking kind of like what God Eater was, maybe a little bit of Dark Souls, but not really. People were trying to compare it to that, but it doesn't seem like difficulty is going to be a thing of this game. I think it's going to go for more of just scope and scale and being able to customize and being able to just have a great action RPG, new IP, a new franchise that maybe can become super popular. So overall, looking at this game, it's made on Unreal Engine 4. It has a sleek goth type anime style to it, and I think the premise is really interesting. I'm waiting to see what else they reveal on it, but it definitely seems like they want to talk about it a lot since it's not coming out till 2018, but they're already discussing things. Maybe we get more of a sneak peek at E3 this year. They did say that it was about 35% complete, so they still have some ways to go, but overall it's looking pretty good. It has a nice concept to it, seems like the combat could be fun, and of course Bandai Namco has been known to make some pretty good games here and there. So I can't wait to hear a little bit more as far as seeing this game in action. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite launches on September 19th, and there's a brand new story trailer in addition to new characters announced. So Chris Redfield, Rocket Raccoon, and more are coming. So Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite will launch once again on the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 19th, Capcom has announced. The game will be available in 3 editions. The Standard Edition, $59.99. Pre-orders include the Warrior Thor and Evil Ryu premium costumes. Deluxe Edition for $89.99. This includes the 2017 Character Pass, which gives you access to 6 post-launch characters, the first one being Sigma himself. Pre-orders include the Warrior Thor, Evil Ryu costumes, as well as the Gladiator Hulk and Command Mission X costumes. The Collection Edition will be $199.99, and it includes 4 detailed interlinking dioramas, Mega Man X, Chun-Li, Captain Marvel, and Iron Man from Triforce, LED-powered Infinity Stones, and the deluxe edition of the game. Capcom also confirms 8 new playable characters: Chun-Li from Street Fighter, Chris Redfield from Resident Evil, Strider Hiru from Strider, Ultron, Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, and Rocket Raccoon. They join previously confirmed playable characters Ryu from Street Fighter, Mega Man X, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Morgan from Darkstalkers. You can check out the trailer. Of course, it's playing through, and it looks really good. I've never been huge on Marvel vs. Capcom. I've obviously played it just like most people have played Marvel vs. Capcom. I think I even purchased Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at one point on the PS3, and I've played the heck out of this game, but I don't really like the Marvel vs. Capcom style of fighting, but I think that it's very entertaining to watch at times, and definitely I'm going to be watching the esports, because this game is going to be insane as far as esports go. You're going to have all these people doing some crazy combos. There's a bunch of great characters in there. I like watching like stuff like Chris Redfield. I think seeing him in a fighting game is just so weird because his games are just so different from fighting games. So seeing him in a fighting game and him punching and kicking and shooting his gun is just really cool to me. So hopefully there's a lot of great Chris Redfield play in addition to all these other characters that they have in here. So let me know what you guys think about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Are you guys going to be picking it up on September 19th? And how do you guys think about all this different collection edition and standards edition? It's pretty insane as far as all they're doing here. So let me know about that in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on here, Sega has officially revealed the Sonic Forces classic Sonic gameplay in addition to some new screenshots. Now, we got the first glimpse of this at the Nintendo Direct, which was cool, but now we have the full gameplay video. So Sega has released a new 2-minute gameplay video of Sonic Forces showcasing classic Sonic gameplay in the Green Hill Zone. The upcoming Sonic game will feature 3 playable characters, Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, and a 3rd unrevealed character. Sonic Forces will launch on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC this holiday. So I think Sonic Forces has the ability, like I said, has the chance to be good. From what they're showing off here, from what they've shown off before, it seems like they're reducing some of the crazy stuff that they've put in games before. Even with stuff like the Sonic Generations, as far as the different characters and everything, they're reducing that and taking it back to more of its core, which I think we've always said that this is going to take Sonic back to the core. Heck, they even went to Sonic 4 to do that. So I think with this game, they're really just going to have to kind of just subtract and make sure to refine. That's the biggest thing that I want to see. I want to see refinements in the controls and how it plays. People can talk about characters, you can talk about everything else that you want to put inside a Sonic game, but the biggest thing that I think they need to make sure that they do is make sure the game plays well, that it feels great. It's 60 frames per second, moves at a good frame rate, has good controls, and the level design doesn't clash with the speed of Sonic. That's another thing that I've seen in a lot of recent Sonic games, that you'll be running through, then all of a sudden you'll run right into a wall, you'll run into something that completely stops your momentum, and to me that just kind of breaks the flow of a Sonic game. So I would like to see them make sure that the levels flow, make sure that there's different things in there to interact, and the level design is really good. So let's hope they can get it done. The gameplay does look really solid at this point, but once again, I'm going to make sure I wait till we get the product, till we start playing the game itself before I make any decisions on anything or get hyped, because I got burned with Sonic Boom and a couple of the other titles. So we'll wait and see, but I'm hopeful that it's going to turn out to be a good game. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. ARM's Ribbon Girl alternate costume has been revealed. Sparky Weapon showcase video and the ARM's lab stage screenshot has all been revealed by Nintendo. So we do have a couple updates on ARMS from the official Twitter account. First of all, they revealed another ultimate costume, namely the dark colored ribbon girl you see right here. They also posted a screenshot of the ARMS lab stage, as well as the next weapon showcase featuring the shocking Sparky. So one of the things that I really love about ARMS is some of the alternate costumes are pretty freaking cool. They revealed another one, I think, for Ninjara the other day. I didn't think that one was that great, but it's just an alternate costume, who cares? But this Ribbon Girl alternate costume looks really cool. It turns her hair powder blue, she has black and then like aqua. It looks really good. And then this lab stage, I think that's one thing that people aren't talking about enough when it comes to ARMS, is the terrain. Once again, it's like Smash Brothers, right? The terrain, the stage, that all affects how you play. It affects how effective some characters can be over another. I think this game with ARMS, maybe it won't be as big as, let's say, a Smash Bros. When it comes to that, just because Smash Bros. As far as like grabbing a ledge and other things and platforms, but I still feel that stages are going to be big because you can hide behind certain pillars, being able to hook your punches around, being able to maneuver. Some characters might be better in certain stages because they have more maneuverability, or because like Ribbon Girl, she can jump multiple times. So it really just depends on like the elevation and so many other factors. We still need to get into the game, but I do think that it could turn out to be so much fun as far as picking stages, counter-picking the tournament scene in this game could be really good, especially if Nintendo decides to make sure that it's balanced and release updates. But I think either way, people are going to play this game competitively, and I think it's going to have a bigger impact than Pokken Tournament had, because Pokken Tournament came out, and while it was good and everything, stages did play a little bit of a part, but really they were all just kind of based on the size, right? So some people can a little bit more of camp than others. There wasn't really any real terrain issues with it. It was just based on size and how you get hit off the wall, whereas this, they actually have pillars, they have elevation, they have lower stages, they have ones that are higher parts and pillars, so I think it can actually factor in more than what Pokken Tournament did, and that can create more of a competitive environment if it's just as balanced or more, and if they update the game regularly, because Pokken Tournament was just not updated regularly with balance updates and things like that. They got a couple, but it just wasn't, and they didn't even add some of the new characters at this point. There's a bunch of characters, or I think like 3 or 4 characters that they haven't even added from the Japanese arcade version to the North American Pokken, or to the console version of Pokken. So let's hope that they support this one more going forward, since it's on a current platform and they're going forward with that, whereas Pokken came out on the Wii U, and that platform was pretty much dead by the time it came out. So let me know what you guys think about this alternate and some of the different stages that they're going to have in ARMS for the Nintendo Switch. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Digital Foundry tests Super Bomberman R's 60 frames per second patch. So Digital Foundry has uploaded a new video showing off how Super Bomberman R on the Nintendo Switch manages to get a stable 60 frames per second with the new version 1.3 patch. Apparently, in order to stabilize the game's 60 frames per second, Konami has dropped the resolution, now runs at 720p in battle mode while docked. While playing portably, the image quality also takes a dip to 540p. The story mode retains the original 1080p docked resolution and 720p portable, now with uncapped frame rate with roughly around 45 frames per second or so. So I watched this whole analysis, and I do feel that they made some great points. Obviously, they have the information right there for you. I think it was a good idea to do this, because Super Bomberman R feels so much better to play at this point than it did beforehand. It feels smooth, everything just like feels right, whereas before it just didn't with the 30 frames, because you were so used to that 60 for the most part. You were always used to that, heck, even dating back in the day. So the fact that they got it to this point, and they had to drop the resolution, which I can tell, like when I was playing, I was like, this doesn't look as sharp because I have a big 4K TV, but it was totally worth it, because the geometry of Bomberman is not very complex. It doesn't have a ton of polygons making up the characters. That's not what's important. All you need to do is have good enough image quality to see and be able to control your character with the finite like precision, and that's what you can do in Super Bomberman R on the Switch, because they did up the frame rate. They included various tweaks of the controls. Not only is the frame rate better, but it feels better to control. You have more control over your character, so I love the fact that they did this. And Konami and Hexadrive, the people who put this together, the former Hudson Soft developers, I think they did a good job of supporting the game post-launch, and I think that it'll actually sell better now at this point, because it was already selling well even before then, and now all this news is coming out that it's even like, hey, they're upgrading it, they're going to continue supporting it. I think it's going to continue doing well on Nintendo Switch, and the fact that the Switch has gotten limited retail releases really helps. When you walk into a store, there's only a few games up on there, and you already have Zelda, maybe Super Bomberman R is your next game. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja in the next video. Peace.